My name is Justin Reilly. I'm a 24-year-old poet and internet entrepreneur from Atlanta, Georgia. The Man Up movement is very important to me. I grew up around a lot of social structure that told me how to be a man. I played competitive sports my entire life, played Division I basketball in college, and as a 6'8", 265-pound male, there are some things that society tells us we're not supposed to do. We're not supposed to cry. We're supposed to treat women a certain way, and even more than that, we're supposed to treat other males a certain way, in a very dominant, very alpha male type manner. The most defining moment for me in my life to date, I was 21 years old and a student at the University of Pennsylvania, part of Penn's premier spoken word collective, the Excelano Project. And I was tasked with what poem I was going to write for our fall show. And right around this time, there was a number of things that happened in my life. A friend of mine's brother, who was gay, was murdered outside of a New York nightclub with his boyfriend for the simple fact of being gay. Very close friend of mine almost was not allowed to perform at a certain event because of his sexual orientation, and a number of other things very similar to that had happened around that time, and I didn't realize how angry it made me until I sat down to write. And to be honest, I sat down to write a different poem, and what came out was Shooting Straight. And Shooting Straight is a poem about equality for the LGBTQ community, and really for everyone. But what was tough about that for me was I had to step out of my comfort zone. That's something that you don't really talk about, especially being a Division I athlete, where homophobia is rampant in the locker rooms. And a lot of what I dealt with, was when I wrote the poem, and I think the first time that I spit it within the group and to a couple friends, a lot of questions that I got were, and the main question, I guess, was, what if people think you're gay? And at first, I didn't even respond to it because I wasn't sure how I felt about it. And then after, the fifth or sixth time I was asked it, I actually kind of got, a little angry. I said, so what? That's the whole point of the poem. It doesn't matter. And there's one piece in the poem that was very important to me, and that piece is, it's a line that says, the true meaning of equality is the ability to fail miserably like the majority. And the really depth of that is, most bigotry is birthed out of fear, right? A lot of homophobia between males is because we're insecure and we're scared. And as a society, we're not going to have equality within race, sexual orientation, gender, etc., until we can understand that it's okay to be a certain way, to fail in that capacity, and then come back from it. So I see equality within sexual orientation and same-sex marriage when, my best friend is able to marry, a same-sex partner, get divorced, right? And then have people criticizing him, not for marrying a man, but for marrying the wrong man. Something that, a privilege that same-sex couples are very privy to. And that would be an interesting way to think about it, but that's something that's very important. Another good example would be something that Chris Rock talks about, and that is that the integration of baseball didn't start with Jackie Robinson. It started when you started seeing bad black baseball players. And that's what we'll see when we're finally able, as men, to transcend some of the social constructs and, I guess, weight off of our shoulders on how to be men. This movement is very important to me, and I hope that everyone takes it very seriously. And Carlos has done amazing work getting it off the ground, and it's our responsibility as men to keep it going and to keep the conversation going. So, thank you, and man up.